State Capture Commission of Inquiry. The first witness is expected to take to the stand in less than an hour. Let's get an update from SABC presidential correspondent Mzwandile Mbeje, who joins us now live from Parktown. Mzwai, thank you very much indeed for your time once again. Let's go back to day one, though. What was your impressions of the first day?
Thank you very much, Blaine. Indeed, the first day, I got a sense that everyone was raring to go. Of course, they needed to clear a few issues that perhaps might hinder some of the process along the way. But generally, it went very well, with the chairperson basically telling us what was going to happen, so the nature and the form in which the commission was going to take, and the legal teams as well, giving their representation in terms of what is it that they'll be seeking to gain out of this. And we then had the reports from various people, which those reports are some of the reports, Blaine, that will be used to drive this process. So all in all, yesterday's proceedings went very well. But I may add that the chairperson did express his disappointment in that not a lot of people are coming out to come and be witnesses, given this is a very important commission. He then made that plea and that call to say every South African who has some form of knowledge must come out, must really assist this commission. And the other frustration perhaps where the chairperson expressed was the clearance of some of the witnesses. He says he's written to the president about this issue to say there are some of the witnesses that need to come forward, but so they can't be cleared, or rather the investigating team as well, they haven't been cleared. So if this is not done, so it might delay the process. But he expressed his hope that this matter was going to be attended to urgently, Blaine.
So we know about the witnesses that will take to the stand in the next couple of weeks, but do we have a proper timetable as to when?
What is happening is that today at 10 o'clock we expect the first witness to take the stand. That witness is Willie Ndleleni Mathebula. So he is an official at Treasury responsible for procurement. So I assume that some of the issues really that will be dealt with are the issues of how to go about when you're procuring certain things. Perhaps he will be quizzed about the flouting of procedures along the way, and he will be asked to explain a number of issues around that. And we do understand that there is also a possibility of having more than one witness today. So there is a suspicion, rather belief, that perhaps the former MP of the ANC, Fikimento, could be one of those who are taking the stand today. But I think we'll be able to know, Blaine, once the process starts. As much as they had indicated that they would want to stay within what they had agreed, they realized that there would be perhaps some situations that would require adjustments. So I think the clearer picture as to how the process will unfold and how many people will be perhaps speaking today will appear as soon as it starts at 10 today.
I guess Mr. Mathebula's testimony will rather set the scene for the upcoming witnesses, isn't it?
It certainly will. It certainly will. And we will also get to then get the proper thinking in terms of what the commission seeks to achieve. Remember, he will be led by the evidence leaders in terms of telling his story. So he would obviously be questioned about a number of issues. Remember, there's been a number of issues involving the state institutions, how Treasury may have been involved. Are there procedures that were flouted along the way? So all those things, so we'll get to understand about them. But perhaps another important issue is that in the event, let's say, he implicates certain individuals, those individuals will have the possibility to apply to the chairperson if they want to cross-examine him. So that's how the process will go. So those perhaps who will be implicated, it's not just a given that they will then cross-examine those individuals, but what will happen is that then they will be given the opportunity rather to apply to the chairperson and then state their case why they want to cross-examine a particular individual. So as Mr. Mathebula takes the stand today, it's very, very important to really look and listen carefully into how the evidence leaders are leading this whole process and perhaps who gets involved in all of this.
Mzwandile, we understand that some lawyers were asking for more time. Do you have any information on that?
Yesterday, the lawyers, particularly representing those who are implicated, made it clear that as much as they want to be part of this process and they want this process to succeed, but they would want to have more time insofar as preparing for their case. One particular example, Blaine, was the legal rep of the former president, Mzwandile, who was saying some of the information was relayed to them quite late, and then they would not want really to deal with issues where they don't have proper documentation. They want to be furnished with a proper documentation where perhaps they are accused or allegations are made against them, so they are able to respond to this. And of course, we know that the Guptas as well, I think Ajay Gupta is represented by advocate Mike Helens. So saying basically the same thing, to say they are willing to be part of this, but they want to be able to prepare thoroughly. So if their clients are implicated, they must have the possibility of really looking at that and interrogating it thoroughly.
Okay, Mzwandile, thank you very much indeed for your time. Proceedings likely to start at 10 o'clock. We'll go there live when it does.